So he's building shit in the back of the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's some shit that he loves to do. You know what I mean? So shout out to my cousin Mike B, man, down in North Carolina, man. He's an amazing guy, man. You know, I don't like to have favorite. I don't like to have favorites with family, but he's one of my favorites. If I had to say, I won't say he's the favorite, but he's one of them. He's definitely one of them. You know.
Yo, I ain't never mad at that. When somebody show you they're making moves and they're doing the right thing, come on, man. You put yourself in the line to be one of my favorites, man.
Yeah,
for sure. We all got it.
Yeah. So, absolutely. I'm all here for that. You know.
Plus he down there looking for a food truck for me too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what.
See, he's trying to entice you to get out of here, man.
Oh no, he's all business. He's all about business, but he's definitely trying to entice me to get out of here. No question about that.
Yo, I told you some months ago somebody had a food truck down here for like 15 grand. Like I was like, oh man, what you want to do? You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to push you to get something done, man.
Yeah, you're right.
The streets is waiting for you, man.
It's coming.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep, you know.
Well, we're here to support it, man. We're here to support it. So Pete game real quick we're in the pre-show, so we got some time to tell you like a real situation that was fucking made me tight. And here's what makes me more mad is that I called in as I was leaving the motherfucking store. He didn't answer the phone. The Pete game. So I went into the fucking grocery store the other day, right? This is a real story. It's a true story. Went in the grocery store with wifey. And we was like, yo, we're gonna make go out of town. Let's keep the groceries real minimal, etc., etc. So we go to the deli counter, and I'm like, yo, I want to try sandwich cut turkey, right? Man, it's right up your alley, brother. I said, yo, I want to try the sandwich cut turkey. You hear me? And Faye standing right next to me, and the lady's like, she's like, okay. She grabs the motherfucking turkey out the bottom of the thing, starts cutting it up. Now, mind you, let me preface this by saying I've never had sandwich cut. I don't know what that means. I wanted to try it, right? So I went to her as an expert, like, yo, let me try the sandwich cut. She holds it up like they always do and says, this the one you want? I said, yeah, that's cool. Like, whatever sandwich cut is what I want to try. And so the bitch says, the lady says, oh, this is really just thin cut. But you don't want sandwich cut. And she's talking to Fabian like I'm not standing right there. Like I'm not the one who ordered the goddamn. I said, yo, like I just told you I want a sandwich cut, right? Here's what makes me tight about it, bro. Like here's what makes me tight. I had every intention of just trying something new. I don't know what sandwich cut was, stick cut. I don't know nothing about that. So I expected her as the professional to be like, yo, this is what it is, so you can try it and go. Right. She went deliberately against what I asked for. And when I wanted to turn up, Fabian was like, "Nah, don't turn up. I like thin cut anyway." Come on, man. Come on, man. That's not what this is, man. That makes me sick, bro. I wanted to torch that chick, man.
That sounds like the situation I had when I went into pick up some clothes for the wife. In the same situation, I called Chuck like, yo, am I bugging? You go into an establishment, you expect to be greeted, you expect to be acknowledged, you expect to be helped politely. And I didn't get none of that, man. It was almost like, the tone was almost like, what you doing in here? I'm just like, sheesh, like, you don't know what I'm doing in here, but that doesn't matter. You got to at least say hi first, right?
Right.
So, I called the wife and told her, and she's like, again? Because this is the second time I went into the same store, like weeks apart. Same attitude, but different lady. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is it because I'm a guy going into a woman's store? Like, is that what it is? Or is, I don't want to, play the race card or nothing. But I was like, yo, it don't feel right. And this, second time I went in there, a lady behind me, sister, she noticed it, and she got the same energy. So I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me. It was just this particular lady, but she called her out on it.
Oh, really? Wow. I didn't know about that part. So what happened?
She called her out on it.
So what she said?
I checked out because I mean everything was paid for. I was literally just showing that I was getting something and picked it up and left. But this lady behind me was actually buying stuff, and she just like, yo, like, is there a manager on duty? She's like, yeah, I'm the manager. It's like, well, you got a really bad attitude. And I'm, I hear this as I'm walking out. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, really?
It's about to turn up. And of course, the manager didn't acknowledge the fact that she had that gripe. She just like brushed her off. And I was like, okay, it's about to get real ugly.
Figures.
She even said it. She was like, listen, look how you responded. That's not how a manager's supposed to respond. If I tell you there's something wrong, you're supposed to try to fix it.
Of course.
Whatever. She ended up leaving the store, calling the lady out her name.
Oh no!
Made her purchase afterwards. She made her purchase, and after she made her purchase, she called her out her name. Was like, you don't need to be a manager. You don't know what you're doing.
It's true.
She was like, you treated him the same way. I was like, oh, she noticed. Okay.
See, she peeped it from you.
She peeped it from me.
And she probably was like, let me see how the chick treat me when I get up there.
Yeah.
But Ian, also you talking about Saks Fifth Ave problems. Like niggas like me in Old Navy. Come on, man. we don't have those kind of problems in Marshalls be. You know what I mean? Like
it's not like she was following me around the store or something. Like
come on, man.
Oh,
come on, man. I can't relate to some of those problems that you're going through, brother. Like that's just, they don't do that. Did you hear about this dude, this bozo? Actually, we need to kind of introduce a Bozo of the Year award. I think we've mentioned it before too. But there's this dude down in Memphis. I don't know if you heard about it. But this dude down in Memphis had gotten into some kind of gripe or whatever, some kind of situation with somebody inside of a place called, I don't remember the name of the pizza spot, some pizza spot.
Yeah.
And so he got into a gripe. The security threw him out. He left angry, came back, shut up the pizza place. Here's the kicker, though, right? So yeah, they threw him out. He came back like an idiot, shot up the pizza place, right? Mm-hmm. You see, this is in Memphis, and here's why he's a bozo. And I hate to laugh about it, but he's absolutely bozo. One of the people he hit inside of the pizza place was his mom's. Who? What the fuck is you doing, bro? You knew your mother was in there getting a slice of pepperoni. You decide that's the day you want to come back and shoot up the pizza place?
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure if anything's going to top that one ever.
Nah.
This might be the grand opening and grand closing of Bozo of the Year. Jeez.
Yeah, that's an absolute fact. So yeah, we need to work on Bozo of the Year. We need to get that fixed up.
Yeah, totally.
Yo, Rich, what's good with you, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. It's just the pre-show, so we just chit-chat and conversating. But yeah, that shit down in Memphis was crazy, man. But and then we was talking about the joint with Jackson Hayes. So you was hipping me to that. Like, what was going on with that? So I missed the whole story.
I don't know what prompted everything, but essentially, the authorities were called. Some sort of disturbance or domestic disturbance. I'm not sure what actually took place, but they came. He wasn't. I guess he wasn't. What's the word? He wasn't. What's the word? I can't think of it now. Conforming or whatever it is.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so he wasn't doing what the police were telling him to do, and they got aggressive. Apparently they tased him a few times, but in all this tussling, Jackson, laid hands on somebody because
6'11". He's 6'11".
Yeah, he laid hands on somebody, and that officer ended up going to the hospital or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. But this video finally came out. Showed the guy. They showed Jackson was down, surrounded by like 7 or 8 cops. They always rode deep. Tasing him, whatever the case, but he's like on the ground subdued, but they're still like tasing him and doing all this other nonsense.
See what I'm saying? I'm saying?
They're looking into quote unquote possible excessive force or whatever. I'm like, all right, wasn't nothing possible about that.
What's the possible? What's the
possible?
He's got the whole goddamn thing on video.
That's the thing that they're trying to determine if it was like warranted because of what he did to the other guy. But I'm like, that's a corny excuse.
he's already down on the ground at this point, though. Regardless of what's happened to the other guy, he's already down on the ground. He's already submitted, quote unquote, to whatever things is happening.
Yeah.
But that's LAPD for you, right? Like that's just kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will say, oh, because he's 6'11", 240, 230, I felt for my life, or I felt like I was in danger and some bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the way of the world. It's the way of the world lately. So, you know, we'll prayers up to him and that situation. I hope it doesn't affect his career in any way. I can't imagine that it would. Now that it's on video.
I think he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's fine. He'll be fine.
And then lastly, for the pre-show at least, we was talking now. So I'm not a big fan of Twitter, so I don't really use the platform. I think I may at some point. But so what's Fleetnik, nigga? Like what's really good?
So Fleetnik is a play on words from Freaknik when we were back in high school. Was that the 90s or whatever it was?
Yeah, early 90s.
So
for sure.
That's just a play on the name, right? But the idea behind what Fleetnik was you know, Fleet on Twitter is akin to stories on Instagram or stories on Facebook. So that was a feature that was on Twitter for a while. And, you know, word travels fast, you know, on Twitter, probably faster than any other platform. So word got out that, you know, the fleets were being, you know, taken off the platform. So as a result, you know, folks were, you know, getting a little X-rated on their fleets, something that they probably wouldn't have done, or probably something they hadn't been doing previously because it's something that's kind of reoccurring. But it was like one of those last hurrahs, right? And everybody decided they was going to show out and show everything. So a lot of that was going on. A lot of conversations about good-looking, not so good-looking body parts. Men, women. You know, I guess you had to be there. I didn't see too much. I mean, I saw enough to get the relevance of what they were doing, but it caused a stir, and it was like the topic all week about, you know, I mean, you know, people kept their, you know, names anonymous, obviously. I mean, of course, you know, it's just a lot of that, you know, indirect or that subliminal comments like, oh, some of y'all got this and some of y'all got that, but some of y'all have some nice looking stuff and blah blah blah. So.
They was okay. So clearly they were going wild.
It was like BET After Dark, you know what I mean, or Uncut or whatever it was. So, and because that's past my bedtime, so I didn't see too much. I caught some of the residual the next day.
And it's one of those things where it's like, if you missed it, you missed it.
If you missed it, you missed it. If you missed it, you missed it. So there's a guy who was, I guess, a T-shirt printing company who decided he was going to make some T-shirts. That said Fleetnik 2021. So I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and get one of them, brother. So,
I need a double X, bro.
Yeah, so I should have it this weekend, man.
Oh shit, you really got one?
I had to support the kid, man. I'm like, yo, this is smart. Because everyone's out there talking about it. It's one of those moments. It's like Fat Joe recapping, you know, the verses. Like there's a moment you had to be there.
So I guess we're gonna see that again. Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I'm not gonna say nothing else then. Y'all gotta watch it.
Yeah, everybody's raving about that though.
You gotta watch it.
Everybody says it's great.
I never knew I never knew he was such a storyteller, yo.
What?
Yeah, that's what he does. He's great.
Yo,
he's great.
Fat Joe, early camps, used to get on there and tell some of the most legendary stories like ever, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Joe Crack is an excellent storyteller. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. So yeah, I can't wait to sit down and watch that in its entirety, that whole thing, because I'm sure the fact that he was in the house also, so he said he's like be there, you know what I'm saying? If you weren't there, it's different than watching it on TV. Yes. But if you were there, you could feel that energy.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of energy, it's 7:30.
Yes.
are now tuned into Sparring Minds with my man Charlie Hustle, Chef Maine Topic, Mr. Mirror Time Sammy. Can't forget Hight Tower, aka Hight Tower. And on the ones and twos, your boy Dr. Rock your face off DJ Payne. We got sports, current events, social issues, main topics, mirror time, and much, much more. Let's get it.
Clearly, we have too many intros for this show, right? Like, clearly.
Oh, shit.
Come on, man.
That was so season 2 ago. Come
Yeah, come on, man. That's like a retro intro out here. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I thought something was off.
Yeah, it's a little off. I think maybe we'll play it on the way out. Who knows what we'll do on the way out? But it's your boy Charlie Hustle. Welcome to Sparring Minds.
Hey, I'm Sam Little, Mr. Maritime.
Uh-oh, Sam jumped in early. Look at him. All right.
Hey.
It's Hight Tower, y'all. What's good?
Oh man, it's the Chef Maine Topic, man. Salute DJ Payne, not here with us right now, but we holding it down for him.
Absolutely, and that's why I used that intro, because Payne wasn't here. I said, okay, we'll have a little flashback. There's a method in my madness. No, I'm bullshitting. I just I hit the wrong button, but that's all it was. Let's get some shout outs in real quick, man. We got something I want to talk about, but National Breast. Listen, man. Not many of these opening shout outs are near and dear to my heart. This was near and dear to. I very much appreciate National Breastfeeding Week. So shout out all the young ladies who find it appropriate to pull a. I'm at a family retreat right now, so I can't be crazy, but to pull a breast out and the opportunity of feeding someone who's nearby, I'm always here for that kind of energy, right? So I'm sure that all three of us at a time have been very appreciative of someone pulling a breast out and taking care of us with those kind. So salute to that. Salute to anybody who's in the.
Yes, sir.
Should it be done in public though? So there's a thing about it being done in public. How do y'all hold on? Little cracking nuts in the background and
Hey, yo.
come on, man. Pause.
I gotta have my treats, man.
Come on with the treats. You gotta realize what kind of sound that's making on an audio platform. You gotta be kidding me.
You hear it, they don't hear it.
So
breastfeeding in public.
I mean, what do you think about PDA?
I love it.
Okay, how far do you go with that?
So I don't know if I have many restrictions on that. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for all of that.
Okay, so where do you draw the line?
I don't know where that line is yet, honestly. Now, of course, right? Like your girl has a different idea, right? But like me getting head in the parking lot, like I'm here for it. Like I don't got no problem with that, right? So I'm here for all kinds of PDA. I'm here for that. So right. Where is the line? I don't know where that line is. Like I couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, if you can have that take place in public, then a baby getting some, nutrients ain't such a bad idea.
Yo, come on, fellas.
Getting head in public?
Man. Yo, come on, man. Come on. Yo, you gotta relax.
Motherfuckers are crazy.
You gotta relax.
Jeez, nigga.
What? We're not making that comparison, fellas. Come on, man. You gotta relax. Yo, come on, man.
I mean, listen. At its foundational level.
Yo, come on, dog. Yo, come on. Yo, stop. Yo, the politicians, you can't politic this one, brother. Come on, man. Straight up.
Of course I can. Of course I mean, we don't got the time to, but of course I can. Of course I can.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, man.
What? Yo.
Yo.
So are you saying one's appropriate and one's inappropriate?
I'm saying we can't compare them two.
That's
I'm
fine.
saying we can't compare the
That's
two.
fine.
I don't
I'm just
see
going that one. Yo, knock it off, bro.
if she can pull a titty out
Come
for the
on,
baby,
come on.
why not for me? Like I think it's equal. Like if
Come on, man.
Hightower, someone's asking us a very legitimate question. So, is there a way to download our shows so they can listen offline?
Yeah, I imagine you can go on YouTube and download any of the current videos, past videos. I'm not sure how downloading from YouTube works, but I do know it's a feature that you can download similar to any of the other streaming sites.
And that may require YouTube Red, which is their paid feature.
Could be, yeah.
But yeah, no. Rich said it. Rich said it right, and it's part of me. I fumbled this, so part of me on these as well. But Rich is like, yo, both are getting nutrients, which I agree with.
Come on, man.
I think that's facts.
Yeah.
When y'all start talking sense, I'll come back.
Listen,
This
man.
a whole other realm we're going into. I'm not even going down this path with you brothers right now. We're not
Listen,
comparing titties out for kids compared to freaking getting domed out in public, dog. Like, we're not doing that.
I think there's a very strong correlation. I think that both make sense in my head.
Yeah, what's understood don't got to be explained, man. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, whatever.
Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Rich.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I said I'm about to veer off into, and I'm like, you know what? Let's stay where we are right now.
Let's get so Rihanna, let's go Riri, right? Since we're talking about talking about titties out, we're talking Rihanna, right? So
she just straight out re-upped.
Yeah, she joins the ranks of billionaires. And her net worth, from what we're getting, is 1.7 on this, Ant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the bulk of that's from her Fenty Beauty collection, and not from music.
Yep.
Hey, somebody having a party?
Yeah, I'm at a family retreat, so pardon me.
Oh, okay.
But one of the things about that Rihanna situation is that, and Ant, correct me if I'm wrong, she hasn't dropped the album since 2016, correct?
That's correct.
Because she's a hustler, baby.
But she still spent the last 5 years climbing over $1 billion?
Yes.
Yep.
So this speaks to the volume of importance of after-album careers. For any musician or anybody like that. Like, you've seen guys like Ludacris and 50 Cent. Tupac was starting to do it. Guys are developing a career outside of their music, something to fall back on to when they're done making albums. Now they got another revenue stream. Rihanna has mastered that to the point of being a billionaire. So we can't do nothing but salute that.
Yeah. She found a void and filled it.
I mean,
what you say?
Was there a void there? Because I wonder why the Kardashians were in the same lane, correct? So I don't know if there was a void.
I mean, how many black-owned makeup companies are you familiar with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the void in itself. But now because she's, a sister, she's cognizant of the shades that relate to, our sisters. So she knows who else would you want creating that type of stuff? And for years, it's always been someone else making it, and it's never been as unique and exclusive in nature, I guess, to what Rihanna's done. She's looked at all the competitors and said, okay, you guys are doing this well, you guys are not doing this well. Let me do something here. She's
putting herself in the class of Oprah. Jay's been up there.
There's been tons of men, just not many women up there.
So do we credit this more for her being a woman or more for her being African American? Where does the greater amount of credit go?
I guess equally, but if I had to choose one, I'd say, the female aspect of it is huge. Because now this opens the door for everyone else to see that it can be done without how do you say this? It can be done without it could be done the right way.
I
Not to say Oprah did it the wrong way, but there's some chinks in her chain for how she attained her wealth.
And in relations to how that worked with the community or our people.
Yes.
So then my question next week will be, are there any other Black billionaire women that we know of? I can't think of any.
I think the lady who created Spanx is up there.
I didn't know she was Black.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Okay. Well, I'm here for that.
I can check it out.
That's super duper. That's amazing. That's spectacular, man.
Nope, she's not Black.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I just don't know, especially coming from the entertainment world, but any other Black billionaires, period, so that we can give more of those flowers away, because it is such a rare achievement. And so when you do say that it's more important that she's a Black woman as opposed to her just being Black, I kind of agree.
Yeah,
you know, we don't normally hear that. So salute.
Yeah. Sarah Blakely definitely is not Black.
Salute to great management also, because it's like that Rock Nation umbrella, man. Wow.
Thank you.
You know.
Yeah.
Big part of it also.
So yeah, all three of them are billionaires, correct? Because Kanye became a billionaire, right? So
yep,
yeah. I believe so.
It takes me back to Run This Town. You know what I mean? And seeing all three of them, and now they literally run this town. And it's the crazy little feature that I like to have in my head. Shout out Maine. I know you got a shout out for the homie Hookah Doncic. What's good?
Yo. Oh man, yo, shout out to homie Hookah Doncic. Last week, first of all, I want to give a big salute to our Score for More through their, I believe it was their 10th or 11th annual tournament, Save Our Streets, an amazing tournament, you know what I'm saying? Different age ranges. But there was a game going on, and Sam, you might have been there, so correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't there for it. But was that the game between the police and the hood? I believe, because the young man, so the police and the hood actually play each other during parts of Save Our Streets. Mm-hmm. So the young man's name is Mook. Mook has his back turned. He's hitting the hookah on the sideline. I'm not sure he had tunnel vision or whatever, but he happens to turn around just in time to get back on the court, make a steal, and then go down the other end almost untouched and make a layup. Park goes crazy. You know what I mean? This moment goes viral to the point where House of Highlights played it, Snoop Dogg reposted, Shade Room reposted. Yeah. I mean, like Jalen and Jacoby talked about it. Like this is a major viral moment, man. So just want to salute the brother Mook. You know what I'm saying? AKA Hookah Doncic. And salute the Score for More team and Save Our Streets again for throwing a great tournament and all that stuff, man. That was an amazing viral moment for Boston. So salute to that.
It definitely was.
You was down there, little?
No, I actually missed that game. My team got eliminated early, so we were kind of out of there by that time.
Story of your life, huh?
Yeah. Just that's cute, but I'll take it.
You know what's funny about this hookah thing? It makes more sense, or it's funnier now hearing that it was the hood versus the police. If this was actually the game, because it just goes to show how in shape, out of shape, however you want to describe it, but it's like he can do this and still get off on these dudes. It sounded better in my head. Sorry. I was going somewhere with it, and I fumbled it.
You saying I caught out of shape?
Yeah, for a second, you like
to let that happen. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Listen, man, the fact that the city went viral, I think, is always dope, right? Is the come on here. Yeah. Mitch is right, man. It's dope that the city went viral for something like this. It's dope that the city went viral for something that's positive. You know what I mean? Like, you know, have a little fun out there in the city, and whether it was the police or not, that goes towards community police relations, which is always a good thing as we try to develop that relationship. So come on, man. Yeah. You can't do nothing but shout it out. It's a good thing.
So you're a fan of the police now?
No, I'm not. But I think because that relationship needs to be mended, this is how you do. This is how you start that process. It's by putting your feet in the communities and develop those relationships. So when I start to see more of that, and less of us getting killed, then I can start to believe in them again. But as of now, I don't know. It's a nice first step. So politics. We also talk about. We're talking about Obama turned 60, so we don't want to start out the OG.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I didn't get my invite, but he's still cool.
Well, Michelle texts me. You got to know the right people. You just can't. Come on, man. You got to be plugged in, B.
I guess I'm not plugged in, man.
Well, you spend too much time in Saks Fifth. If you got a Saks Fifth,
Listen, there's a reason you're number one on the bougie list, bro. There's no reason you're number one on the bougie list.
I promise you, if we redo that bracket, I'll be last. I promise you. And we have two more things to get into, which obviously over the past week was the debut of the Sparring Minds TV bracket, man, and the characters, and there's been a lot of debate and conversation with that. So we always want to salute to the people who are getting their votes in. That's always great, always a good time. Any of those matchups stand out to you, Little?
Any of the matchups? Let me see. Not off the top of my head. But I think a lot of people are voting based off of, that person, not the character itself, but just that person and their body of work. I think that's what a lot of these votes are being swayed by. But, I understand you guys got to do what y'all got to do to get a vote. I get it.
What are you talking about? So, but you're acting like our individual vote swaying an election. Like, it's not the case. Although I do think you're accurate, because Faye was telling me this morning how Robert Barone was far more of an iconic character from Everybody Loves Raymond than Bernie Mac. But because everybody loves Bernie Mac, they're just voting for Bernie Mac. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
that sentimental vote, but also his body of work also,
Right. As opposed to just sticking to that one character. Man, do you agree about that, or where you at with it?
No, he don't agree.
Nah, I don't agree with you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Everybody Love Raymond, that character sucks. So like, what do we talk about here?
Yeah, like, what do we?
Well, what are we talking
about?
That character was
really?
Robert was funny.
I don't watch that. I don't watch that shit, dog. Y'all can keep that. You know what I mean? I love y'all, but y'all can keep those kind of shows, man. I'm not.
Now, if you said Raymond, then maybe you have a different conversation. But no, his brother wasn't any more iconic than Raymond was. And Raymond wasn't even on the list.
I think he is. He's probably the parallel to Herman Munster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who did Herman Munster go up against this week?
I can't remember, but he won deservedly.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Bozo Lawrence?
That's is Lawrence even an icon?
Come on, man.
Who picked it?
Yeah, he went up against Lawrence.
Yeah, come on, man. So anyways, we appreciate the votes for that. We're gonna keep those rolling out. You guys keep those votes coming in every weekday at 10 a.m. We'll have that stuff rolling in.
Heavy hitters are coming out this week, though. The heavy hitters are coming out this week.
Yes.
So now we'll see. Now we'll see for that tough talk. All that. The heavy hitters are coming out this week.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely. So stay tuned for that. Go ahead, Maine. You got something else?
No, I was gonna say I'll see y'all in the finals. Whichever one of y'all is, I'll see y'all in the finals.
With who?
I don't know whoever y'all got, but I'm to the finals. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
You're definitely into the finals. You're definitely into the finals, and the people will see next week that you got the only number one seed who's questionable. Everybody else's number one seed locked.
He definitely is questionable.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I can't wait till he get bounced in the Elite Eight. And then
he's out of there.
yo, this bracket was rigged, B.
My 2 seed is my second seed is probably better than my number 1. My 1 and 2, please.
All right.
Please.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Yeah.
We're gonna take 2.
I'll see y'all in the chip, man.
So we're talking about versus here, and of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about
Oh shit.
the absolutely incredible display
Jesus.
that was put on by the Locks in New York City versus the Dipset. So listen, every joke that could possibly be made about that has already been made, right?
Yep.
So I think what we'll do is we'll skip past the jokes about that. I mean, we all understand that they destroyed Dipset. We all understand that Dipset didn't come prepared. Dipset was outmatched. They didn't have a proper song list. They didn't know the songs. We know it all, right? But I think it wasn't a good showing. Although, before I jump into the question real quick, it had a very valid question. But before I jump into that, one thing I do want to talk about is, so wifey hit me this morning. She said, yo, Chuck, look at this. She showed me that motherfucking tour. That tour is coming to my city down here in Florida.
Finally.
So let me just say this. After the display I saw last week, I don't know if I want to go to the tour.
Why not?
Because how is Dipset going to get better? I don't want to see that at tour. I don't.
Well, they're
They'll
opening.
choose better
Dipset's
songs.
opening.
Dipset's
Of
not
course they
opening.
are.
They're gonna open. They're gonna be opening that. After that display, they're opening that.
They're not an opening act.
State Property's opening. Dipset's not opening.
Grow up, dog.
You know who's not closing?
Yeah, we definitely know who's not closing.
Yeah, it didn't make me want to go see the tour. That's all. Obviously, the pandemic don't help, but yeah. So, anyways, the question I wanted to go into with that was, so yeah, we saw Locks destroy them. Hold on, you got the TV on? Is that you, Little? There's niggas watching cartoons in the
I'm
background.
not watching cartoons. Continue on. I blame that on Zoe Monster. She's over here.
Yeah. We're talking about how good the Locks is, right? So are they, and with Jada's performance, right? Are they the best hip hop group of all time? I mean, they chose this week to give us an example of why they are. Are they the best? Who could have given them a better show? Because before this, we would have all said to a man, oh, you got the Locks, bring them Dipset, it'll be a great matchup. Now, in hindsight, who should have been brought? Like, what's the story now?
I mean, they're definitely in the conversation now. Like, and not to say that they weren't before, but I think this kind of cemented them in that conversation. They were always looked at as, I don't know, maybe on the outside looking in of that conversation. But now it's like, after that showing, and it's like, and they didn't do a whole lot that we expected them to do. And it was like, okay, these guys are heavier than we thought they were. Because, you know, it's natural to get overlooked when you have, you know, Wu-Tang or, you know, Outkast, because they're in our face so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Locks was never in our face as much as those guys were. But it's, you know, it's different styles. You know, they were, I don't want to call them underground, but, you know, when you can look at commercially like Wu and Outkast and Tribe, these guys would have been like the underground.
Yeah, hold on. Sparring Minds, hold on 1 second. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. Hold on. Get you the fuck out of here. Don't you dare put Tribe's bum ass in the conversation when we're talking about Wu, Outkast. Like, come on, man. Grow up, bro.
You got to hear the context of what I'm saying, man. I said commercially, these guys were the ones that they were constantly on TV. They weren't showing the Locks and Mobb Deep and Dipset like that.
They shouldn't have been showing Tribe.
Well,
all right, Sparring Minds. We back, Sparring Minds. We back to the show. So go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I'm just saying, like, had Locks been pushed commercially or in our faces as much as these other guys were, then it wouldn't have been much of a conversation now because we would have already been considering them then.
Yeah, I dig it.
I mean, well, I already considered the Lox one of the best groups ever before the other night. I didn't need the other night to tell me how ill they were. I just was that much of a fan of the Dipset. You know what I'm saying? But it's no by it means that the Lox were always, you know what I'm saying, dope to me. You know what I mean? Like from the solo albums to their group albums. Like they were already.
See,
I think
that's because
it's more.
That's because we're fans and we know who they are. But to the masses, so to speak, it's like they weren't getting that notoriety because they weren't in our face 24/7 like Wu and Outkast. Because these guys had commercial success greater than the Lox and Mobb Deep. Like these guys had bangers that we can relate to and we respect and we love. But I'm not sure you can take any song from anybody else and put it up against Triumph and be like, what song is more familiar? Because Triumph was the one that everybody knew of. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Money, Power, Respect. Money, Power, Respect. That's one of those songs.
Yeah.
Money, Power, Respect. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely one of those songs that you could put up. I mean, like the Lox ain't ready for war the other night. You know what I'm saying? When Jada comes in Tim's and army fatigue shorts, you know what I'm saying? Like they look very, very focused. They weren't too hung on what they were wearing, the attire and everything. Like whereas, Cam and them came up and it was more about how they looked and all the other stuff versus the actual performance. I'm just saying because performance-wise, that was the biggest difference to me. When you look over the playlist the next day, like, damn, the Dips did play some songs, but performing those songs live is what took it to another level. And besides the fact that, again, this is why we love Pain so much. The DJs are extremely valuable, man. Your DJ says everything how it was. And their DJ set the tone before they even got on stage. He was killing it the whole night. When the Dipset DJ got on, he might have been on for like 5 or 10 minutes, and they got his ass body and said, "Yo, put Tech back on." Tech had it rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I think the Dips, like their DJ was just, he had no clue what he was doing, and their DJ was just like, "Yo, let's go!" Like he was just ready, man, ready for war, dog, ready for war.
They had a game plan. They followed through.
You know what's funny about this stuff, though? You know what's funny about this? Is it goes to how we move as men. Don't let me go too deep down the hole. But sometimes when you got an aura, when you got a light glowing on you, it's felt in the room. And when Jada was out there, every eye was on Jada. And he had that glow to him all night long.
And he knew the mission.
It was spectacular to see it.
Laser focus, man. From the first song on, it was just.
He knew the mission. It was seek and destroy.
Yeah,
he didn't come out there play no games.
And here's what I also think played. We weren't supposed to go this deep on this conversation, so pardon us. But one thing that I think Jada had going into this was he beat Fab. We would all admit that he beat Fab.
Yeah.
But when you think about that matchup, right? You don't think about the music. We think about Kiss was drunk. That's what we talk about. Yeah. To the point where we stopped talking about the music. We're talking about drunk Jada. That's what the memes were.
Yeah.
This time he said, "Nah, give me bottles of water.
Yeah.
I'm about to flame roast these dudes." And come on, man, it was incredible.
But do you think he took it as disrespect that they put them up against him?
No,
not at all. But I think this was the opportunity to say, Showtime. Okay, let's really show New York what's really going on.
Right. Hip hop has always been a braggadocious sport.
Competition. Yep.
And Jada went in. Maybe he didn't do that against Fab, but he damn sure did it now.
Yeah.
I didn't get the same energy.
Jada was disrespectful. Jada was straight disrespectful.
I loved it.
You had to be. You had to be. I feel like with the comparison to the Jada and Fab, it's like, it's 50-50 there, and they each got their respect a little bit. You know what I mean? So there was really no losers in that. No matter
they mess with each other a little bit more.
You know what I mean? But then you compare Locks to Dipset, and it's like maybe Dipset was getting a little more of that edge in the streets of New York, and streets is talking, so they probably heard this for years. You know what I mean? Being from outside of the city to, being compared to the cats inside the city, like, Cam and them played that up. Like, y'all ain't even from here. You know what I mean? They probably been hearing that their whole career. Being in the shadow of DMX and all this other stuff, and it was like, all right, game time. Show them what time it is.
But salute to DMX, because DMX, Puffy, Biggie were all great mentors into stage presence and concerts and giving a show, and you could tell that they borrowed some of that. And also, too, a little backstory that I just heard is that Puffy gave them advice to do a lot of their mixtape songs, because I was wondering, like, damn, they're going like in the cut, like with some mixtape shit. I'm like, damn, this is hard to. Some of this stuff is hard to beat. It's where I thought Dips was gonna go in their mixtape bag, and they didn't. Like, they didn't really go in their mixtape bag at all. I couldn't put a better playlist with that.
We all could.
Couple things. You ever seen a boxer go into the ring overconfident?
Yep.
Yes.
It's Tyson Buster Douglas. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not, because I don't think.
Maybe Holy.
No. Yeah, I think that's better. Man. I think you're right. Because it wasn't a clear. The Dips went in there overconfident and got punched in the mouth. That's what happened.
Like Fat Joe said, man, they stuck their chin out.
It's true. It's true. Also, before we get off of this, because we got to get off of this, but Maine, you brought up something that I actually disagree with a little bit. Where you said the Dips came in and they cared more about their wardrobe. Jewels didn't give a fuck nothing about his wardrobe, nigga. Come on, man.
Jewels?
Come on, man.
How many coats he had on?
3 bandanas, 2 coats, a partridge in a pear tree. Come on, man.
See, I don't mind it though. I don't mind it. That's the essence of what they represented for the culture. So I get it.
That's who they are. Right? That's who they are.
But he's the only one that did it.
But Jim Jones went over on the sidelines. He's freaking getting a chain put around his neck. Like, they had to have like 15 dudes on the stage with them. Like, Locks and them only had a couple guys on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was really it. Like, their focus just didn't seem to be as serious as the Locks was. You know what I mean? And the moment he said, "Yo, y'all ain't from here. We at home. Y'all go first." The minute he said that, and they played "Fuck You" for the opening song.
That's crazy.
It, man. That was it, dog. That was it. Mm-hmm. Yo, we gotta get off this. We stay all night, man. Pause.
Yeah, we're gonna we'll put a post up maybe or something, or maybe we'll just wrap it at that. But we didn't plan on talking about that, but it's just something that the culture was really wrapped around, so we had to touch on that. So, Maine, I know you had a question. Let's get into that because we got about 10 minutes left of the show.
Oh my God, damn! Is it just 10 minutes left?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't have my run of the show pulled up.
So I got you, King. Don't worry about it. So what we're talking about here is a person, and I think you wanted to keep this really general. You didn't want to make it gender specific. But you're talking about a person asking their spouse to not cheat, and their response is, "I'll try my best."
Yeah, let's just say we'll try to do our best at it. Like, so I'm not gonna tell you no, I'm gonna stop, but I'm gonna try my best to do it. What do you say to that? Do you just at that moment do you just walk away and like, you know what? Maybe it's just time to get out, or do you just say, "Hey, I'll try my best as well"? Like, what do you do?
I try. I try my best, it just doesn't work for me. Nah, you might as well just keep it moving. You might as well keep it moving. I mean, you're gonna have all this stuff in the back of your head, wondering, what's going. Nah, I'm all set.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Like, listen, man. Relationships are about commitment, right? They're about your ability to do what you say you're going to do, right? And commit to that. This statement is the exact opposite of commitment, right? This statement is like, yeah, maybe not. That's what you got back. So no, that when you say something like that to me, that means end of relationship. I can now start shopping for a new chick.
It's gonna be pretty cut and dry then. Hight Tower Hotel. Do you have a different perspective on this?
I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is a little disheartening if you get that response, but we should be judged on our actions, not our words. So you can say one thing and do another that kind of, can either help or hurt the situation. So yeah, you might say, "Oh, I try my best," and it's like, okay, that sounds weird, but now it's like, let me keep an eye and see if what you're saying is like legit and genuine. But I'm not gonna hold you completely on, a set of words. I gotta at least see if there's any action behind it. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
What you mean?
Yo, what? And you just asked your girl, yo, stop cheating on me with other men. I'll see what the fuck are we talking?
She just sunned you. I can see it now, just pointing all in your forehead. I'll think about it.
This is the single most ridiculous thing we've ever talked about in 3 seasons on this show.
Are you kidding me? It's pretty bad.
Yo, there's absolutely no way outside of, well, again, I gotta watch my language, but come on, man. She don't have no respect for you in the least.
So where do you draw the line? Is it an all or nothing thing, or is it like subject based?
So let's talk about this a little bit in more detail. So we're looking at the root or the cause of this, right? What would make any one of us ask this question is their past behaviors, correct?
Cool.
So their past behaviors, she's been cheating on me for 4 years. Can you please stop? I'll see. That's what we're talking about here, right? So clearly she's going outside of the bounds of your original commitment agreements. Unless something has changed in that original commitment agreement, like unless you've decided to open up the relationship, unless you decided to do some other things out, that are creative in your relationship to make sure. Listen, man, you're going directly against what we agreed on.
Yeah.
So if she never cooked in the beginning of a relationship, and you say, "Can you try to cook, or can you cook more?" and she says, "I'll try,"
right? That's different though, because that's not part of the original commitment agreement, right?
It is commitment to provide food for your husband.
No, that's not.
But she can always go out and order. She ain't always got to cook.
Clearly, that's what she's been doing.
No, that's not.
Jesus Christ.
That's not what we're talking. That's not what we're talking about here. Like her making dinner is an opportunity of improvement, right? That wasn't a prerequisite of us saying, "Hey, we're going to be a couple." That wasn't that. That's not one of those things you talked about then. Us being a couple is saying, "Hey, listen, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to do this thing with you. Are you ready to do this thing with me monogamously? If so, okay, let's do that." This is not her cooking dinner is not a change to that conversation. It's a whole different type of conversation.
Yeah, but her being monogamous is a change to how she was as a single person. So she has to get over that.
But at that time, she agreed to then be monogamous.
She agreed to try to change.
No, she agreed.
I'm here today, brother.
No, and This is not a try to change. She agreed that we were going to be monogamous. What are you talking about? And don't push the envelope, bro. Like, come on, man. Where were you on this, man? Did you have a thought on it? Where were you at with this?
If I ever got that response, there's a great chance that I'm probably like, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna tell me like it's gonna be nothing to that effect over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just let's just open the relationship up if that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? I guess it would depend on also my level of love for that person. You know what I'm saying too. Again, if we can open it up, if there are things I would try to maybe see if we could compromise in terms of opening it up before I totally just walked away. Let me add that in there.
Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree as usual on this one, brother.
It's not the first time we disagreed on this show, brother, and this won't be the last.
It won't be the last. That's a fact. That's a fact. I think, like to me, I think the core of a relationship is the monogamy part, right? That's just me, right? And anything that's going to challenge that, I don't really know what we're doing. We could break up. We could be fuck buddies. We could be friends. But you're not my definition of monogamous relationship if you have to wait and see or let me see when I'm asking you to keep to that commitment. Like I think it's outrageous. So. I mean, there's always opportunity for us to renegotiate terms. We talked about that in season 2. I'm always up to renegotiate the terms based on your happiness levels.
That's the renegotiation.
No, but that's not what this is. He's asking her to reconfirm something she's already committed to. That's the core of the relationship.
All right.
Hold on, Little. Can you please pause mute the TV in the back? I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Give us some mirror time, King. Let's do that instead.
You want to go home, all right?
Wait, is he wearing a Bucks hat?
Yeah. Now he's
become a Bucks fan
when they won the chip.
One of those fans. I got you.
Oh no! This hat's been on me since what?
Game 6
last year.
June. Yeah, Game 6. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Nah, last year. Last year. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's been on. I'm a Celtic fan, but I just like the hat.
Don't look like a Celtics fan to me. But go ahead.
Hey, Maritime. Maritime. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. So, and that's the Maritime for today. Hopefully that didn't break up in there.
Oh boy, that's back-to-back weeks where I disagree with these Maritimes, man.
I expect you to always, though.
It's not about taking care of yourself first. Any relationship is about if I take care of you and you take care of me, we're both taken care of.
That's about a relationship.
That's the reference he's making.
Yeah, basically.
Of course, and you're just trying to push my buttons, and I'm not going to stand for it, bro.
Listen, I can't give you the best of me if I'm not the best of me.
Agreed.
That's what he's saying.
For you to get to be the best of you, it's going to take her putting into your cup. That's the point of it all. That's so if you're putting it, yo, this is Sparring Minds. This is Sparring
Minds. Here we go. We're about to go on another 15 minutes.
I'm not doing this with this dude. I'm not doing this with this dude, man.
We got to pick this back up.
Yeah, yo, bring this back up. We're gonna table it, man.
Yeah,
man. You got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me.
Yo, real quick.
You just said be in a relationship, take care of yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Get out of here.
If you take care of yourself, you can take care of somebody else. Yeah.
No, you take care of the person that you've committed to, who hasn't said, "I'll wait and see."
You know what? I'm gonna stay over here, eat my M&Ms, and be quiet.
You take care of that person, they take care of you, you're both taken care of, period. Don't you're selfish if you're taking care of yourself in a relationship. That's spectacular. They're trying to piss me off, man. I'm trying to have a good week.
Yeah.
Grow up, man.
Yeah.
How's the family doing?
They're waiting for me to play cards, man. So I'm about to get out there and bust a couple heads and some cards, man.
Hight
So,
signing off.
Yeah, Sparring Minds, man. We'll catch up with y'all
Yo.
next week, man.
Chef Maine Topic. Shout out Payne.
Sam Little, Mr.
Payne.
Milton.
Payne, we'll holler.
Payne, what up, boy?